Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Well, howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and the Texas History Roundup, for August 2nd. So in 1832, the Battle of Nacogdoches, sometimes considered the opening of the Texas Revolution, occurred when a group of settlers defied the order of Colonel José de las Piedras to surrender their arms to him. The Mexican garrison was forced to withdraw, and the next day was captured by a group that included James Bowie. Piedras was turned over to Stephen F. Austin, and the captured soldiers were sent to San Antonio. This event cleared East Texas of Mexican military rule. In 1836, the Constitution of the Republic of Texas was printed in the Telegraph and Texas Register at Columbia. Adopted by the convention at Washington on the Brazos on March 16th, the Constitution would subsequently be ratified by a vote of the people on September 5th, 1836. It had been seen by only a few Texans prior to appearing in the Register. An earlier issue, intended for April 14th, would have most likely included the Constitution, but the printing equipment had been seized by the Mexican army and dumped into Buffalo Bayou. They dumped the equipment into Buffalo Bayou. That is very interesting. In 1882, P. Roy Bean was appointed as a Justice of the Peace by the commissioners of Pecos County. Apparently his tough background being sufficient for the job. His office at Eagle's Nest Spring, later renamed Langtree, was about 50 miles from Del Rio. Many stories are told about him as the law west of the Pecos. One was finding an Irish railroad worker not guilty over the killing of a Chinese worker because, according to Bean, nowhere in his law books could he find it illegal to kill a Chinese. He suspected that a guilty verdict would enrage other Irish workers, so the defendant's only penalty was buying a round of drinks in B Saloon, of course. Another story is that after a person died in a fall from a bridge, Bean fined the corpse to pay for a funeral. The most noteworthy event was Bean's staging of the 1896 Robert J. Fitzsimmons and Peter Mayer prize fight on a sandbar in the Rio Grande, back when prize fighting in Texas was illegal. Despite all the lore, Bean never hanged anyone. He retained the post from 1886 to 1902 when he retired. Bean died in 1903 of lung and heart ailments and was buried beside his son in Del Rio. And in 1970, the highest wind gusts ever recorded in Texas were 180 miles per hour at Aransas Pass and 180 miles per hour at Robstown during Hurricane Celia. Oh my good Lord. And in 1978, what was widely considered to be a 500-year flood occurred along the Medina River. They misspelt it here. It says Median River, I guess. When an unofficial record rainfall of 48 inches in 24 hours occurred on one of its tributaries. 22 lives were lost, and there was millions of dollars in property damage, including thousands of felled cypress and pecan trees. So, these record rainfalls are not unheard of in Texas, unfortunately. All right, well, that is your Texas History Roundup for August 2nd. I hope you appreciated that. Sorry about my voice kind of giving way there a little bit. But anyway, stick around. I do these things live and with very minimal editing, so hope you appreciate the natural aspect of it, if you will. all warts included. All right, well, with that, I just want to remind you to support your local feed store, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, y'all take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air. fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.